Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Prime Arms Micron number 20 Deluxe class Ironhide and his pal Iro right here, which we will look at later, and I hate that thing, I'll just say that right now. Come out immediately and say it. And also, happy, I think it is actually 2-year anniversary of the APR channel. Thank you all so very much for all the support you have shown me over the last 2 years. And my god, it's another Ironhide. I think actually for the 1-year anniversary, I did the move, like the G1 Ironhide, and then also I did the movie Bayverse Ironhide for the start of the channel, so it's just another goddamn Ironhide. But don't worry about it, because maybe this can become a trend. You know, we can just start a trend right now with every yearly anniversary I will review an Ironhide. Still got a couple left over, and then also some, you know, like couple of movie ones. So I still got some Ironhides in the back that I might review over on the anniversaries of the channel. But anyway, let me tell you a little story about this guy before we really get into it. The backstory of this guy, because this guy was originally actually supposed to appear in Transformers Prime. He had a design and everything was ready. Then he was killed off in Transformers Dark of the Moon, or he was going to be killed off in Dark of the Moon, and the production team behind Transformers Prime decided, you know what, maybe it's, or maybe it was Hasbro, but anyway, maybe it's not good to show off Ironhide being alive and well when he gets killed off in Dark of the Moon, even though the two of them are not even close to being connected at all. And you know, it just makes no sense for like one to affect the other. They could have just had Ironhide. So instead of this guy, we got the lovable fat man himself, Bulkhead. Yes, they kicked the Ironhide off the team and they gave us Bulkhead instead. And while I love Bulkhead as an Ironhide fan, I kind of wish that they kept Ironhide around as well. I mean, they could have introduced him in like season 2 or season 3 of the show, you know, since the model was already in a way made. They could have just done that, but they did not. But anyway, doesn't matter. Here we are, finally looking at this guy. And this is also the only figure that I have on my shelves. Don't ask me why. It's just because I love Ironhide so much. But anyway, I have him on my shelves, even though he did not appear in the show. But anyway, let's take a closer look at little old Ironhide, which actually is from the Japanese only, because in a Hasbro case, they did not release this figure. Instead, they repainted this idiot into Cup and then decided to release that one, even though Ironhide is the more popular character. And I don't know why Hasbro decided not to release it, which is also why, you know, the stickers are kind of, you know, kind of falling off. But anyway, let's start off by looking at his head sculpt. Look at the head sculpt right there. It's a very Ironhide looking head sculpt right there. You also got the front of the truck being there. Also, little trick about this is the fact that for vehicle mode, this is actually supposed to be like, this is how it's supposed to look. However, you can just unplug this, rotate it around, put it back on, and fold it around his back. That is how I always have him on the shelf anyway. Ever since I figured out how to do that, I've fallen in love more with the figure. But then also you got like the nice window thingy here, which I guess is supposed to be the front of the truck right there. And then also you got this whole grill section, I guess, right there for the tummy and the crotch area. You got the big arms with another sticker. That is the one thing I hate about the Arms Micron set, and that's the fact that all the detail is based around stickers. That annoys me. Speaking of which, sticker and sticker. But yeah, you got the nice like legs here as well with the feet. Do kind of wish he had some flip out heels, because sometimes getting this guy to stand is a little bit of a problem, and I actually tried to get him to stand there. Nah, man. But anyway, yeah, getting him to stand sometimes can be a little bit annoying, looking at the fact that he has no heels. So I do kind of wish that under the foot he had one of those flip out heels, because of the fact that a lot of figures actually do that. And it is what he looks like from the back. Not necessarily a lot of kibble outside of this little slab that just blends in on the back. Love that stuff. But overall, he is a great looking figure, great looking Ironhide. So let's move him off to the side to look at his accessory, that being this one. Don't worry, I'll look at the other one as well. But this is Iro fully transformed into his, you know, cannon mode, and I think also this one might be a little bit broken. So let's transform it into his robotic mute so we can look at him. So you want to basically take the legs then and rotate them around. Also take the arms here and rotate them out. But the legs, one of the legs is a little bit broken, so it's this one. As you can see right there, it's broken. So anyway, you want to rotate this whole thing around. This is why I keep him in cannon mode. And then also with this, you can just like flip this whole thing around. And here we got little old Iro. Look at him. The good old friend of Ironhide, apparently in the Arms Micron set. The minigun that he comes with. The minigun, or as you can also call him. I don't actually have him displayed with this thing because, well, the leg is falling off. Let me put the leg off to the side. But anyway, here you go. And to be honest, I hated putting these stickers on. But these are also stickers. You got stickers here as well. But anyway, I hated putting the stickers on. That was not a fun thing to do for me. Articulation-wise, he doesn't really have much much articulation. The arms can go around and the legs can go forward together as one whole. And technically you have a knee bend as well. That's really all the articulation you get. But overall, look at this guy. A nice little looking guy. But for me, this thing is basically just a cannon. But the funny thing is the fact I actually own the cup version of this mold that I decided not to grab from the shelf, because if I ever do a review of that guy, I'll do the thing with Ironhide. But anyway, rotate the leg around. Push this obviously backwards. Rotate the leg around. Let me just see here. There you go. Fold in the arms like so, and then fold the back up, and then click this whole thing into place. And here you got Ironhide's little friend Iro in his cannon mode, with the sticker almost falling off. But there you go, he got the cannon mode. And obviously he can hold it like so if you want to. Like that, he can hold it. Or if you want to, you can actually just plug it into his arm. But the post is a little bit long, so it does stick out a little bit. However, that is not what I do, because even though technically this counts as Cup, I want to talk about the weapons that Cup comes with. The actual weapons Ironhide was supposed to come with. You got two big cannons, as you can see right here. Two big, nice looking cannons that you can just plug onto his arm. And this is how he is displayed on my shelf. And I actually gave Cup the Minicon guy, the arms Minicon, the arms Micron, that guy. But here you go, here he is with his weapons, and also this thing, I guess, as well. But let me just push this off to the side, because this weapon doesn't really matter to me. But there you go, he looks good with the two cannons that he was supposed to have if this was actually released by Hasbro, which I really wish this figure was released by Hasbro, because tracking one down for the arms Micron version was a little bit annoying back in the day. But anyway, let's get these cannons off, and let's put them off to the side, and then let's take a look at his articulation. So starting off obviously with the head can go left and right, a little bit difficult to grab, but he has a little bit of things sticking out, because this is kind of like a G1 head, but also not really. The arms can go forward and they can go kind of back, but everything is blocked by the wheel. Sadly enough, the wheel gets just hindered by everything, so you can really just go that far back. You got some in and out as well, a ball joint and a rotation. The hands do nothing, the waist have nothing as well, because of the fact that this whole thing is supposed to collapse in on itself. The legs can go forward and back, in and out, rotation, and then a knee bend, which feels like it should be ratcheted, but it's not really. It does kind of like, it's a little bit tougher than normal, but like it's not actually ratcheted. And then the feet have technically an ankle tilt, a little bit of ankle tilt, then because of the attachment you also get some up and down as well, and you get a bunch of different stuff with the legs. So there you go, he's got a lot of articulation. So then let's move then straight into size comparison. So then starting off here, we got Ironhide next to the main Autobot cast for Transformers Prime. Don't you worry about it, I'm splitting this into two with the remainders as well. But here we got him with the main cast, looking very nice. This is what he would have looked like, and to be honest, standing there next to Ratchet actually makes him, like, he's basically around as tall as Ratchet, which makes it you know, feel good that he just feels like he's part of the group. He's not as big as Bulkhead, you know, he doesn't need to be as big as Bulkhead, but this would have been a cool set. Anyway, let's bring in the remainder of the Autobots. So then here we have Ironhide next to the recurring Autobots that we had on the show, that being Cliffjumper, who died in episode 1, Wheeljack, who came back from time to time, and also Cliffjumper came back during flashbacks, and then he introduced in season 2 Smokescreen, and he introduced in season 3 Ultra Magnus, right there all together with Ironhide. And he doesn't look bad with them either, so let's get them out of here. Pull you in closer and let's get into that transformation. So let's get Ironhide transformed into his vehicle mode. So what you want to start off with is you want to take the arms here and split them open and rotate it backwards. Like so. Then you can rotate it so that this arch here aligns with the wheel. Move it a little bit out of the way. Take this piece here, if you have not yet rotated it around and plug it back on. Then afterwards you can come here. I would recommend you hold on to this and then push up on this in order to get this whole thing free. Rotate it up and tab it together here with this grill section to create the front and the top of the truck. There you go, untab it, move it backwards. Then afterwards what you can do is with this waist here, you can rotate it up on this piece here alone. So just rotate this piece up while keeping the legs straight down. Then afterwards you can rotate the foot down, then rotate this whole thing in and fold in the foot. Rotate it in, fold in the foot. Then rotate these two pieces together, and then you can just take this whole thing and tab it together like so. There you go. Afterwards, what you want to do, in order to get rid of the head, is just push down on the head. In order to get rid of it, that will also push this piece down here. Then what you want to do with this is you want to take the arms, actually rotate these pieces here up and out of the way. Okay, you're a little bit stuck for some reason. What are you stuck on? You weren't rotated out fully. Rotate, pull these out fully and then rotate them up to get them out of the way. This will allow us to work on the arm. So what you want to do is you want to actually rotate the wheel so that it's facing the front like so, and then rotate. Keep this whole thing straight, but rotate this in, and then there is a tab here that needs to go under here. So basically just come in here at this angle like so, and then push this whole thing in. Do the same thing on the other side. So come in at the angle and push this whole thing in like so. Get a piece of tape on your finger because of the fact that the stickers are not the best. Then afterwards what you want to do with these things is rotate them out like so, push them all the way in until they can't go in anymore. Then rotate this backwards, and then back here there are two tabs in here that these two things will go over. Make sure that everything is fully tabbed in. And then there are tabs that technically have to go under there as well. So you just want to push down on this in order to get that in, because the tabs on my copy I think have actually broken off. And then here we have Ironhide in his pickup truck mode. So here we got Ironhide in his vehicular form, and man, what a good looking vehicle mode. I will say that right now. It is perfectly Ironhide as I remember him, because, well, outside of Transformers Energon, the Ironhide that I know is from the live-action movies, and that idiot turns into a pickup truck. And I think that is a very fitting alt mode for good old Ironhide over here. Big fan of the way that whole thing works. But let's see here. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at the beautiful things. So starting off here, we got the front grille with the sticker wanting to fall off. Because, of course, why not? You know, age does that kind of stuff. God, time is a horrible thing. I mean, by the time this goes up, I'll be 30 for all crying out loud. But anyway, we got a nice silver grille here, right here. Let me move out a little bit so that's not out of focus. Big grille right there. Then also you got the hood with like a race thing here. That reminds me of GTA. You got like the big lights here, which I kind of wish were painted yellow, but whatever. And then on the side here, once again, big sticker o'clock. Bunch of stickers here in order to, I don't know why. Like the red coloration is something that I don't really understand why that was there. I understand like the black pieces, but the red is kind of something that I don't necessarily get here at the top. It's confusing me. Then in the back here you got nothing basically. You got a big gaping hole, which really is the only problem that this figure has, is that big gaping hole in the back, but it can be fixed. Sadly enough, not on this version though. It's a bit of a shame. And then here we have the back with the backlights not painted at all, but then also some stickers here for that stuff. And then on the underside, this is what he looks like from down below. How are you doing there, Ironhide? But overall, it is a very nice looking Ironhide vehicle mode, as Ironhide tends to have. So then let us look at the weapon storage. Let's first start off with this thing, which obviously on the feet here you can kind of slot it in, actually on the back here on this joint as well. But in the feet you can technically just slot it in, or you can take the joint that is behind there for the ball joint, which you can also use in order to attach stuff. So you can technically do that. If not, you can plug it in here on the side, which looks horrible as well. This thing is just a problematic endeavor, so I will move this thing off to the side, never to speak about it again, but potentially showing it off. Nah, I'm not even going to show it off in final thoughts. I'm throwing it away. Not literally though, I meant I put it away off screen in that sense, because what I want to talk about are the two cannons that Cup comes with, because they are important for Ironhide. Because what you can do, like I said here, you basically have two holes and you can plug them into the holes. They do not really cover up the hole all that well, but okay, yeah, they don't. I thought they covered it up a little bit better. Maybe if I rotate them around, maybe that would work, you know? I don't know. Maybe this is going to work. Maybe it's not. Maybe I just misremembered. And yes, I misremembered. But anyway, it still doesn't look all that bad with the big cannons here on the back. Kind of looks like, you know, he wants to activate that Nitro and start flying all over the place. Which I now realize Nitro is actually a character in the Transformers franchise, thanks to Transformers The Last Night. But yeah, you can store it there, or you can actually plug these idiots off to the side as well. And the side pockets right there. If you want to. I don't know why you would want to, but but you can do that if you want to. So let's move these idiots off to the side then. But overall, a very nice looking vehicle mode. Too bad he doesn't have pinned wheels though, even though they actually do kind of roll not that bad. But anyway, with that being said, let's move then straight into size comparison. Raising the camera a little bit. So starting off, you know what, I probably should have done this in robot mode, but I just wanted to get everyone together. So starting off here, he is next to Ratchet. And basically, in case you don't know why I'm doing this, unless the Ratchet review has already gone live, I actually do this because of the fact that these two are always kind of together with each other. You know, they're repaints of each other. Normally, that is. I mean, in Transformers the Gamer Edition, they were. In Transformers Generation 1, they were. And in Transformers Animated, they were. So this is really one of the only times outside of the live-action movies where Ironhide and Ratchet were not repaints of each other in entirely new molds, which is something more special for, like, you know, these two. But still, very nice. They look great together. There you go. Now then, shall we bring in the main cast of Season 1? So here we got the main cast of Season 1 next to Ironhide, looking really good as well. Big fan of the way that this looks. You know, he should have just been part of the main cast. I really hate the fact that he wasn't. I'll be honest with you guys right there. I hate the fact that he wasn't. But anyway, let's get these guys out of here for the remaining Autobot set. Actually, first, we go to Knight Rider. So then here we got Ironhide next to Kid from Knight Rider. Looking at that size comparison, you love to see it. So now, let's bring in the remainder Autobots from Transformers Prime. So here we got Ironhide next to the remaining Autobots from Transformers Prime. You know, the idiots that actually appeared on the show. And he looks pretty good alongside them as well, even though I feel like he should have been slightly bigger next to the cars, you know. But anyway, let's get these guys out of here. Pull you in closer and let's get into that reverse transformation. So let's get Ironhide back into his robotic mood, which can be a little bit annoying to do from time to time. So, what you want to start off with, obviously, is you want to come under here and basically lift up this whole section. Afterwards, you want to kind of pull on the sides here in order to get this untapped from here at the front as well. So lift this whole thing up. Now the thing is, these two tabs are actually broken off mine, so I don't know how you really have to untap this thing. Just be careful with the tabs. Anyway, lift this whole thing up. Afterwards, what I personally like to do is I like to pop this bad boy off, rotate it around, and then pop this bad boy back on in order for it not to stick up so far, and then fold it down, obviously. There you go. Then afterwards, what you want to do here is you want to basically come in here and slide out these two pieces right here. I like to lift them up a little bit so that, you know, they are out of the way of everything, but still fully slid out because they can be rotated. Then you undo the arms from in here and then fold them in on themselves like so, and rotate them around so that, you know, the ball joints are facing you. Then afterwards, what you can do is you can slide up the head by pushing down up on this piece down here. So then afterwards, what you want to do, you want to come in here and there's this block right there. And what you want to do is you want to basically pull the legs back and then put your finger right in here and then pull down on it so that this piece here comes down and gets slotted in there so that you have this big gaping hole. Afterwards, what you want to do, you can take these pieces here now, rotate them off to the side, split the legs, rotate the legs forward, fold this off to the side, fold out the foot, and fully do the foot thing. There you go. Done. And then finally, for this piece here, what you want to do, you want to basically slide this, and there's a clear tab here that goes into that slot right there. So you want to get that in, and then you want to take this and rotate it down, and then make sure this stays slid out. You basically want to push this around here. Come on. And then there are actually two slots. You can see them right there. The tabs from here will tab into. And then after all of that is set and done, here we have the beautiful boy Ironhide back in his robotic mood. So, final thoughts on Ironhide. I like this guy a lot, you know. I've owned this guy for years and he has never necessarily disappointed me except for one section, and that is the fact that this idiot has no heels. That is really my only complaint. If I had to think of a complaint about Ironhide, it would definitely be the lack of heels. Outside of that, this figure overall is actually pretty good, pretty decent, and sadly enough, a Japanese exclusive, which that is the one thing that I hate so much. I really wish this guy wasn't a Japanese exclusive. And I also kind of wish that this piece right here had a turning thing so that you wouldn't have to pop it off in order to be able to get it like this. But outside of that, overall, this thing is great. But sadly enough, I don't really care much for that weapon, so I'm gonna give him Cup's weapons. Because of the fact I'm just gonna give this thing to Cup, because who cares about Cup, right? You know, about G1 I kind of care about Cup, but the fact he's a repaint of Ironhide is something that I don't necessarily care about too much. But anyway, so would I recommend this guy? And that's where the problem comes into play, because this is a bit of an exclusive, which means he's gonna be more expensive on the aftermarket prices. And that is the biggest hurdle. So I will say, if you can find this guy at some point for deluxe price point, I think he's a fun guy to have in your collection. So that has been my review of Transformers Prime Arms Micron number 20, Deluxe Class Ironhide and Iro. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!